You are 21 years old, the Ohio frontier. 1754. You are a young British colonial officer sent to warn the French to leave land England claims as its own. Instead, you end up leading a small skirmish that kills a French diplomat, an incident that helps spark a war across 2 continents. Your inexperience gets exposed almost immediately. You are forced to surrender an entire fort to French forces within months of that first fight. You sign surrender documents written in French, a language you cannot read, unknowingly admitting to an assassination you didn't believe you committed. You are 21 years old, and you already understand one thing with absolute clarity. Being humiliated in public is survivable. Quitting is not an option available to you. You are 23, 1755. You serve as an aide during a British expedition that walks straight into a devastating ambush in the Pennsylvania wilderness. The British general dies. Officers around you get shot down one after another. You have 2 horses killed underneath you and 4 bullet holes torn through your coat. And somehow you walk away from that battlefield without a single wound touching your skin. Word of the incident spreads through the colonies faster than any battle report usually travels. A minister later claimed publicly that Providence itself protected you for something greater still waiting ahead. You do not know yet if you believe that. You only know you are still standing when men beside you are not. You are 43, 1775. The colonies erupt into open rebellion against the same crown you once served loyally as a young officer. Congress needs someone to command an army that barely exists, made of farmers and shopkeepers with no formal training, standing against the most powerful military on earth. They choose you, partly because you are a Virginian who can unite fractured colonies, partly because you have a reputation for surviving disasters that should have killed you outright. You take command outside Boston and discover your army has almost no gunpowder, no real discipline, and enlistments expiring by the month. You lose New York badly. You retreat across New Jersey with an army melting away beneath you through desertion and expiring contracts. Then, on Christmas night, you cross the icy Delaware River in the dark and strike a stunned garrison at Trenton before dawn. It is not a war-ending victory. It keeps the entire cause alive at the exact moment everyone assumed it was already finished. You are 51, 1783, 8 brutal years later. The war finally ends in victory, and you hold more personal power at that single moment than any man on the continent. Some officers openly suggest you should simply become king. Tired of a fragile Congress that struggles to pay its own soldiers, you refuse immediately and completely. You resign your military command in front of Congress instead, handing back the very authority most men in history spent their entire lives fighting to seize. A king across the ocean reportedly says that if you actually do this, you will become the greatest man in the world. You are 57, 1789. The new nation elects you its first president unanimously, precisely because everyone trusts you not to abuse the position. You serve 2 terms, establishing precedents that outlast you by centuries, then do something almost no ruler in recorded history had done voluntarily before. You walk away from power again, on your own terms, while you could have kept it indefinitely. You die at 67, at your own home, surrounded by family, the war hero, who could have crowned himself a king twice over and chose instead to become something rare, a man who gave power back, and now you are history.